Hi, everybody. This is a very short, simple review of our mutual aid box alarm system or Mabas protocols that we use here as part of Sock Prairie Ambulance. So, first off, what is it? Why are we members of this group? Mabas is something that was created by the Wisconsin State Legislature. It was essentially prearranged mutual aid so that we wouldn't be draining uh, services of all their resources. So how can we ensure that everyone has resources available for what they need, plus also have resources available for everybody's home districts as well? A lot of times you'll hear this happen with fire departments more than anything, especially with structure fires. But we also may see things happen here with life safety, especially in our areas. We're in 131, which is Sauk County. We're also members of around box cards for Division 115 in Dane County, 135 in Columbia County. And so we may get involved in this. So it's a quick review of what we got to do. So when would you request a box? So first off, your instant command EMS ops will work together to decide if a Mabas box is required. Depending on what situation you're in, whether or not EMS is the instant command or not, you're going to be making that call with your instant command or unified command type situation. So we can have three ambulances there. Obviously, if we have more patients than three ambulances can handle, we're mass casualty situations. You may be looking at bringing in additional resources, including our Mabas. So, like I said, our cards can bring in anywhere between 3 and 5 additional ambulances that you can have for what's needed. So, stuff you got to be able to tell. Number one is location, where we're going, and where staging going to be, depending on how things look. You can work with your instant commander on that, as well as whoever's working on staging for your incident. So is it going to be at the scene? Are we going to be doing staging elsewhere? Where it might be? What's the reason for request? So what do we have? Do we have a car accident? Say a pile up on the bridge? Do we have um, a seal leak with multiple patients? So with multiple patients happening, do we have a fight or that kind of situation that has led to multiple injuries? So we look at how many victims we got going on, what our staging area is, and obviously the proper ID card we're going for our Mabas book. So right now we have our Mabas card. You see here, this is an old Mabas card. They're currently being reworked by Dean and Chris right now to figure out what we're going to do. So you see with the alarm number you asked for. So you asked for box number whatever is up here in the corner, right? Life safety, SPA 6014-32. This will be for the village and township prior to SAC. This is how many ambulances you would get. So here's our working still. We have all three ambulances that are working still. So basically means that we have all three ambulances on a call. After that, we can requesting more ambulance. So each of these boxes will get you three more rigs coming from neighboring services. So if we go to the box level, we'd be getting a rig from Lodi, Baraboo, Middleton. If we go to the second box, we get an additional Baraboo rig plus District 101 a key, and so on and so forth, all the way down the line, pulling from other services. So every time you request this box, three more rigs. Not sure you need them. I would say call them anyway because that is what we're going to need to have. This also sets up your change of quarters. So say, for example, we pull this box level here for an incident. Want a keys page to come and cover our area for us and make sure we have our coverage here at home. So like I said, look at the book or the card. Obviously, it's going to be in the rig. There's Mabas book in the rig. Plus, usually it's also located on the visor in the ambulances. Some people also have wallet cards too that have them, so you can what you need to request and where. You kind of see the requesting box here. So on your fire miss channel, you say maybe it's Division 1 through Stock Prairie Ambulance Command, um, and then they can say we want this box card, life safety incident, location of staging, and what we're going to do in terms of a operation channel. Obviously, we're working with other services on the site here potentially, especially if you're the only ambulance or doing EMS operations. You'll be working with the incident commander on the situation if fire is involved as well. Um, our radio procedure, right? So you kind of see our radios here from the rigs. Let's say you go to your SOC Fire EMS channel right here. Okay. You got to switch to iFern on your Mabas bank. So make sure you click the little up button once. That goes to iFern. So where you can talk on that iFern channel if need be. We may need to make branch channels later on too. So you and whoever the instrument mechanics can make ideas of what we're going to do. We can use EMSC, use a fireground channel. We need to talk around in our area here. So we'll advise its command what channel EMS will operate on, what operation fire is operating on, staging, whatever it might be. But some of the EMS ops we're working with in conjunction with the incident commander on the scene, or if they are the incident commander on the scene for that matter. If we get requested for one, right? If we requested for a Mabas, we hear the tones. It's that long tone that goes off to all the pagers. It'll say Division 131 request following units for an incident. Staging here is wherever. Same thing. We need to be responding on that iFern channel. Which here again, we go to our Mabas Bank, flip up one, respond on iFern. You acknowledge on iFern, you go and route on iFern, and once you get on scene, then they'll give you a channel to work on, whether it be fire ground channel or another channel that exists. Make sure you get your crew has their accountability tags to give to the incident command for the accountability board, so we know who's on scene and where people are working. Something to remember here is that for any time that if SOC or Prairie Fire or Merrimack Fire would call this, it would be a backup call for us as we have a second ambulance going as part of the Mabas. So make sure you kind of like look at your I'm responding, look what's requesting, and just know that's going to be, typically they will not say SOC Prairie backup ambulance, they'll just be saying SOC Prairie ambulance requesting an ambulance. So just kind of think about that if you ever hear that situation happen again. There are things we might get involved with too, which are going to be strike teams and task forces. So a strike team is, a group going to one area. So let's say if there's some kind of disaster happening somewhere, they need more ambulances in a neighboring county. They may need five ambulances from our county. So what we'll do is meet at a predetermined place at a rally point and then be sent off. Typically, I would say Kevin, Kelly, and Dean will be kind of arranging who's going to be going on that situation, and going to and then who's going to be on that rig. I know the advice was to think about having 12 hours available if you're going to be going on that call, so you may plan to be on that scene or on that situation for that long. We also be part of a task force. So a task force would be like a whole group going together. So a couple of fire engines, trucks, heavy rescues, etc., ambulances, and chiefs. For example, when Sun Prairie had the explosion a few years back, Sauk County sent a task force, including engines, ladders, ambulances, whatever, to Dane County to help with that situation. So once that ever takes place, our protocol will be a chance to have Kevin and Kelly and Dean help organize that situation and put together what we need for our response there. If we need to refuse one, we can refuse one. So let's say we're requested on Mabas, we have 2 rigs out already. We can say we decline it. So simply go on iFern. Software ambulance will have to decline the Mabas request due to lack of resources. They're gonna go to the next level and start asking the next people down. So that's not on us. That's on on the dispatch to figure out what they want to do. But we're definitely gonna make sure that we don't leave our area here uncovered for 911 service is the biggest thing. So definitely feel free if crew chiefs or whoever's answering up on that to say, now we can't do it because of resources. A couple quick things here we look at for, big events we have. Obviously advise Stockbury Healthcare if there's any kind of MCI incident going on. If you have a lot of patients, you can activate the base hospital channel on Dane County's radio bank from the rig. So this is where we're using to figure out how many beds can go from how many beds are available for different patients in different hospitals if we have a mass casualty incident. This is only available for the ambulance radios. Don't forget, you cannot do it on your portable. Make sure we have a triage officer, transportation officer. All those bibs are in the back of the rig, so we can know exactly who's doing what and who's in charge of what we have. And obviously, whoever's going to be the EMS operations officer, they can brief whoever wants to take over that slot, or work with the instant command in that manner. So remember your ICS 100, 200 trainings. You'll be working with that instant commander and assuming and working through what's going to be the next step we have. That's what we have main stuff for this. Also have your SALT triage training, which we have for this month as well. Something that's going to be useful in one of these situations where we'll most likely have a number of patients going on, and we'll have to utilize some of our triage skills. So make sure you review that as well. We'll be putting this into practice later on with some of our activities, whether they be tabletops or they be full-scale activities later on. Thank you for your time, and thank you for viewing our training to keep up on everything.